Hi- Hello guys, in this video we will take a look at this question. So it is on functions and relations. Let's see. So it says that if f is a function R to R, it is a continuous function such that f of x plus y is equal to fx plus fy, such that for all x belongs to R and y belongs to R. Then and also they have given f1 is equal to 2 and you have to find out the value of f100. So now this is a very simple question. Okay, why? Because see, the thing is that okay, whenever a number as big as 100 or 1000 is given, we know that we have to use generalization. Okay, because this expression okay that they have given in the question, okay, this expression we have to use and we have to generalize, okay, for say for any value of n, okay, that we supply to this function f. Okay, what is the function, okay, in terms of n. So you have to express this function in terms of n. So if we are able to do that, if we are able to write okay some general form, okay, then whatever number okay we supply here, okay, whether it is 100 or 1000 or 10,000, whatever it is, okay, we will be able to write the answer for that. So let's quickly do that. So let's say, so first of all in the question only they have given that f of 1 is equal to 2. Okay, so what we will do is let us try to write a few more terms. So let us say f of 2. Let's calculate that. So f of 2, okay, we have this f of x plus y. So we have to express f of 2 in this form, f of x plus y. So I can write f of 2 as 1 plus 1. Okay, why I'm using 1 plus 1 and not 2 plus 0 or any other number? Why? Because we have to make use of f1. Okay, we have to use this value. Okay, f0, if I write 2 plus 0, then I don't have f2, I don't have f0. Anyway, we are calculating f2, but I'm just saying, okay, f0 is not present. So we don't have that answer, right? What is the value of f0? So we will not be able to figure out what is f2. So let us express 2 in this form, 1 plus 1, because in this case, the expression will be f of 1 plus f of 1. And we know the value of f of 1 is given in the question. So we will write this. So this becomes f1 plus f1, so it will becomes 2 times f1. What is f1? f1 is 2. So place it. So you get 2 into 2. Okay. So this is the value that we are getting here. Now let's see what is f of 3. Let's write for that. So f3, now we have two values. Okay, one has f1. Okay, let's write here, and the second one is f2. F2 is what? 2 into 2 of 4. Fine. So now let's write f3. So f3 can I write as f2 plus 1. So f of 2 plus 1. So this will be f2 plus f1. So what is f2? f2 we just calculated is 2 times f1. I can also write it like that, right? That f2, instead of putting 4 here, okay, I can either write 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. Okay, or okay, the other way, okay, so that okay it makes our work easier, okay, is this. Let's write it like this. f2 is nothing but 2 times f1. So write it as 2 times f of 1. Let's express everything as f1. Okay, so I can write it as 2f1 plus f1. So add these, you will get 3 times f of 1, or simply 3 into f1 or 3 into 2, that will be equal to 6. So now f of 3 also we have. Fine. So one way okay that we have is, now we have sufficient number of terms and we can write the general expression for n. Okay, so what is happening? So if I write it here, so if instead of 2 4 6, okay, one way okay that you can write, you can imagine it, okay, is like this, that this is 2 into 1. Okay, this is 4, so this is 2 into 2, this is 2 into 3, like this, so on, right? So what is common here? So we are seeing that if this is 1, this is 1. If this is 2, if we are supplying in the function f, we are supplying 2, the value here is 2. If we are supplying 3, the value here is 3, right? So similarly, okay, if we are going to supply n, what will be the value? What is the general term? It will be 2 into n, right? Whatever you supply here is coming here. So this becomes your general term, okay, Fn. So this general term Fn, okay, can be used now, okay. So we have Fn, so let me just erase this part and write it down. So now the general part, okay, the general function is f of n is nothing but 2 into n. So we have to find out f of 100. So place 100 in terms of n, so you will get 2 into 100 or 200. So our answer becomes 200. So this is just one way, okay. The other way, okay, that I was telling you about was, instead of calculating this value, right, you don't even need to do this, you know. What you need to do is, let's see, let me erase this, okay, and let me just recompute f3, okay, for our understanding. So instead of this, let me write it like this. So we had calculated this one, right? So we had calculated that f1, this is f1 plus f2 is equal to f1 plus f1, okay. So this is 2 times f of 1. Don't need to place anything, just stop here. Calculate f3 now. F3 is what? F of 2 plus 1. So this will be f of 2 plus f of 1. So what you do is, okay, because anyway just 2-3 terms are sufficient for calculating, so substitute this value, okay, that you got here, substitute this value for f2. So f2 will become 2 dot f1, okay, plus this f1 will be as it is, f of 1. So now this expression f3 becomes what? 2f1 plus f1. So it becomes 3 times f1. So this is also one way to generalize that, since f of 2 is equal to, so if I write over here, right, that f of 2, let me change the color, yeah. So f2 was how much? f2 was equal to 2 times f1. Similarly, f3 was equal to how much? 3 times f1, right? So if we generalize for any n, the value will be n into f of 1. So f of 1 we already know, so f of 1 is already given in the question. It is equal to 2. So this will be n into 2. So this is the general function, and if you will place 100 here, okay, the same answer, okay, you will get, okay, f of 100 is equal to n into 100 into 2, that is 200. So our answer in this case becomes 200, and this is how we solve this question. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.